guys, today we're going to be working with a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, feel free to use a book or a pillow where it seems fit, or nothing at all. Let's lay all the way on down. All right, block between the inner thighs to start. Just see what I want to do with my hair. All right, we're going to squeeze the block and squeeze the block. So we're just starting by warming up the inner thighs, nothing crazy. I want you to start to connect your breath to the squeeze. So every exhale, you squeeze the block, you pull the belly button down to the spine, and then inhale, little release. See if you can really exhale all of your air out. All right, we're gonna hold that squeeze. I want you to start to tuck the tailbone and roll it up just about halfway. And then from here, little squeezes on the block once again. So you're not in that full bridge. It's a little baby bridge. Keeping that tailbone tucked so you're lengthening that low back. All right, hold here and then start to lift up just a little bit higher and we squeeze. Pressing into the heels, knees reaching over those toes, finding length. And we're still squeezing and releasing that block. You've got it. All right, hold the squeeze. See if you can lift just a little bit higher until you feel like you're in your full bridge. And the same thing, squeezing that block. So you should really start to feel those inner thighs turn on. Don't stop pressing into the floor with your feet as much as you can. Hold that squeeze, don't give up. Lower the butt down till you almost tap the mat and then lift back on up. And we tap it down and up. When you get to the top, I want you to squeeze those butt cheeks together as much as you can. If you ever feel your low back here, just don't take the bridge as high. It's really about the squeezing of the butt cheeks at the top. Can you give me 4 more? We're going to pause for a hold at the top. Lift a little bit higher. And slowly lower it all the way on down. Grab for the yoga block. Butterfly the legs open for a moment. All right, place the yoga block. The yoga block back in between the inner thighs. Hello. We're going to roll it back up into our bridge. Make sure that it will stay put here as we extend the left leg out long. Place it down. Other side. Now, you initially may have been like, that's not a thing. It's going to be a thing for today. So just squeeze the block like we have been. Place the weight into one foot. And you've got it. If this does feel like too much for today, you're going to just dip one hip down and then the other hip down. Keep that core engaged to make sure that the hips aren't rocking. If you drop the block, that's okay. Have fun with it. Last one. And we lower it all the way on down. Whew, hello. All right, from here, block can go off to the side. Let's place it over here for now. Legs are gonna come into tabletop. Hands will come behind the head. We're gonna exhale to curl up and lower down. I want you to give me that same exhale when you were squeezing the block to curl up. And we're trying to maintain a neutral spine. So you're gonna have a little bit of space between your low back and the mat. If you know that doesn't work for your body, you can press the back into the mat. All right, you're gonna hold it there for me. You can float the hands by the hips if you like. We're gonna tap the right toe down and the left toe down. For me, my shoulders are really tight, so this can feel better. For others, it won't be enough support for the neck, so you can always bring the hands back. Good, belly button pulling to the spine. Always have the option to drop the head down. Find a place that feels challenging, yet safe in your body. One more right, one more left. Hug the knees into the chest and lower it all the way on down. Grab for that block again. All right, this might sound confusing, so stick with me. Left leg is gonna come into tabletop. Right hand is gonna have the block. You're gonna hold the block in place. Left leg will float up. Left, guys, start that over. Left leg is gonna come into tabletop. Right hand holding the block. Hold the block against the left leg with the right hand. Right leg will float up. Left hand behind the head. Are we here together? You're gonna curl it on up, extend the right leg out long, and then bend it back in. Right shoulder is trying to stay relaxed. Same neutral spine, and I want you to press into the block as much as you can. Hold that curl. You've got it. Last two. And one, lower it down. Keep the block where it is as best as you can. All right, assume position, but this time just the legs. And then the left arm is gonna come up towards the ceiling. We're gonna extend the arm and the leg away from each other and then pull it back up. So these are called dead bugs. Not a very cute name, but a very effective exercise. This is also really great if you have any chronic low back pain, really any pain at all. This is a very safe exercise for you. See if you can hold that length for a moment before bringing it back in. We have 3 more. Last one for me. And lower it on down. All right, while we're in the groove, other side. Right leg tabletop. Left hand will hold the block against the leg. Right hand behind the head. Left leg tabletop. You've got it. We're gonna exhale, curl up. Hold this curl as you extend the left leg out and in. Check to make sure that that right knee is still over the hip as much as possible. We don't want it to end up in our chest. Are you pressing that hand into the block? Last 2. And 1. Lowering it down. You can keep the hand where it's at. Oh, these get me every time, guys. Right arm up towards the ceiling. Legs back into tabletop. Reach the right arm and the left leg out long. Pull it back in. Your breath is key. So I want you to use that exhale as you extend, inhale as you draw back. And feel like your breath leads the movement. Beautiful, last 4. Last 2. And 1. Draw it all the way on down. Let's just place the block off to the side. Reach the arms and the legs out super long. Give me a nice big inhale. A great exhale. All right, let's grab for the block once again here. We're gonna use it as our pillow as we lay onto our right side. Take your time. We want those hips stacked. We're gonna start with the top leg lifting up and lowering down. Check that your bottom waistline is lifting off the mat as much as possible. Give me that nice squeeze at the top. And emphasize the crease of the hips here. So really stick that butt out for me. All right, hold that lift. Extend the leg out long. Reach as much as you can, and then nice and slowly bend it back in. It's an exhale, extend out. Inhale back in. Try not to change any of the torso as you move through the legs. You've got it. 4 more like this. Last one, we're gonna hold it out there. You can do it. It's a slow lower to the ground, and we lift it on up. I want you to try to work slow in both directions. That way it burns more. We're here for another 4. 2. Hold it there. Little pulses up and up. You can do this. You've got it. We're building that glute strength. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest it all the way on down. So fun. Okay, let's bend this left leg. The foot is going to come forward in front, and that bottom leg is going to extend out. You also have the option to kind of roll back here if it's bothering your hip a lot. I'm going to take that option. We're going to lift the bottom leg up and lower it down. Squeeze that inner thigh. We've already warmed it up using the block earlier, so you know you have it. You know that the inner thighs exist. If it's still bothering your hips, then just grab a blanket again or a pillow or something and pat underneath. You can even use a towel. Use your imagination. Hold that lift for me, little pulses up and up. You can point or flex here. See what burns more. Lovely. 3. Hold it lifted. Breathe through it. You've got it. Maybe lift a little higher. And lower it all the way on down. So perfect. We're gonna sit it all the way on up, or you can just roll over to the other side, whatever works for you. We're gonna do the other side. So you've been here before, you know the motion. We're gonna start by lifting that top leg up and lowering it down. Think about your checkpoints. Lift the bottom waist. Stick that booty out. Good. And see how present you can be here. So try to put your mind to muscle. Think about, what are you using to lift this leg up? What are you relaxing right now? Where could you release tension? All about refining the motion. Hold it up. Extend the leg out. Feels so good for the first second. And then bend it back on in. You want to feel that thigh bone pulling back into the hip socket. Yes, 6. Last 3, don't speed it up. Last 1, it's a hold. Lower it down and lift. How high can you lift that leg? Not using momentum, but using that right glute. Four more, you're here, you've got it. Hold it lifted. Good, pulse it up. And lower it all the way on down. Woof, give it a little punch if that helps. We're gonna bend that right leg now. Left leg is gonna extend out long. Remember, find a place that feels good on that hip. We lift the leg up and lower it down. Good, activating that inner thigh to lift the leg. You've got it. Hold it lifted, little pulses up and up. And we hold. See how high you can get that leg. I bet you can get it just a little bit higher. If you needed to take a break, great, but just hop right back in when you feel ready. We're still holding. You've got it for 3. Little higher, 2. Slowest counting ever. Lift a little higher and lower it all the way on down. All right, let's come all the way on up. We're gonna find ourselves in an all fours position here. Block is gonna come underneath the right hand. All right, make sure that you feel nice and square. I know it's gonna feel weird for a moment. We're gonna extend that right leg out long, And then that left arm is going to come forward. For most of us, dropping the ribs feels really natural. It's terrible for our backs and it doesn't engage our core. So pull the ribs up and in as much as you can. Square off the hips. From here, we're going to lower both limbs down and then lift it on up. Use the block as a reminder to really press into the hand. Lift from the back of the right armpit. Great, you've got it, working slow. Last 3. Last 2. Hold it here. And lower it on down. All right, we're gonna go right to the other side. I know wrists can be a lot here. Get right on into it, extending the right arm forward, left leg back. Use your hands. Check in. Are your hips square? Are your ribs pulled in? Are you lifting from that armpit? We lower down and lift. Using that breath, exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Two more. Hold it. And lower it all the way on down. We're going to take that block. It's going to come with us standing. So fun, right? Right. From here, hold the block in your hands. We're going to step the right leg back, coming into a lunge, and then step it on forward. So just the right leg. We'll step it back and up. Back and up. If you feel unsteady, ditch the block, grab a hold of a wall or a chair. I want you to drive through that heel to stand up. Give me 3 more, pressing that left knee out. You're gonna hold it back there. Right heel's lifted, left hip is really tacking back. We're gonna extend the arms forward. Great, from here, lift up and then lower it forward. Think about really moving from that torso. I'm here with you. You've got it. Stay low. Well, like stay low in your lunge. Don't stay low in the hinge forward. Hinge forward and hold. Place the block down onto the ground on that right side. Lower it down. Extend the left leg forward and take a stretch. You can bring it forward, coming into a lunge stretch. Place the block at the top end of the mat. Bring your hands to either side. Step the left foot back. We're going to find ourselves in a plank. All right. Left hand will tap that block. Lower it down. Right hand. And lower. I like my feet wide here. It's a little bit more support. Finding what works for you. One more left. One more right. Hold that plank. Downward dog, pedal through the legs. Walk it all the way forward. Grab for your block. Roll it up. Block in those hands. And we're going to go for the other side. So left leg is going to step back and up. Grounding through that right heel. Take your time. Reach through that leg as you step back. I always forget how hard talking and working out is. Whew. Ignore my panting into the mic. Give me 4 more. Step it back, extend the arms up. We're going to hinge it forward and lift. Back heel is lifted. That right knee is not going over the toes. My right hip is pulling to my left foot, in case you were curious. Hold it forward. Bring the block down. Drop the knee down. Hammy stretch. Isn't that nice? Don't force it. I mean, look, my hamstrings are not crazy flexible. Meet yourself where you're at. Bring it on forward. All right, last thing here. We're going to come to lay down on our mat. Block is still forward. Let's prep a little bit here so block can come right to the front end. Let's have the forearms down to start. We're just going to pinch those shoulder blades and lift. All right, if you're feeling ready here, we're going to lay all the way on down. Block in hand. It's going to be, I want to make sure I don't get too cut off here. It's going to be an exhale. We're going to lift arms and legs up and lower it down. You have the option to keep the legs out of it here if that feels better for your body. I like to do a slight external rotation of the feet. Feels nice for my back. All right, we're going to hold it up. You're going to take it with the right hand, pass it back behind to the left hand, and sweep it forward. Again, legs can stay up or down. I'm doing it a little awkward on this left side because of spatial issues. Keep the chin slightly tucked, back of the neck is long. Reverse it, take a break if you need. If you start feeling your back or neck, that's a need to take a break. Pinch the shoulder blades. Next time the block is behind your low back, hold it there. Try to lift a little bit higher and lower it all the way on down. Place the block off to the side. We're going to press it up and back into a child's pose. Just counter stretch the low back here. Maybe take a gentle rock side to side. Crawl the fingertips to the right. Nice big inhale into the left side. And then over to the other side. And then back through center. Slowly roll it on up. And thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I'm so proud of you. If you have any requests, comments, questions, anything at all, leave it down below. And until next time, much love.